Everyone, good evening, good morning. You know what time it is. Thirsty Thursday, and we are back with another Hometown Hammer. And tonight I have another special guest. As you guys saw, some of you got the preview on the Twitters. I did tweet out who our next guest is, and I see everyone is jumping in the chat. Hi, Tebow. Hey, Kieran. Charlie Boy, Wally, we got the whole crew here. So tonight, before I get started, I just wanted to make my announcements. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all of your AHTV shows. Remember that the little like button is right down there, and every like is a West Ham win, and we need all the wins we can get, so I'll take it. Additionally, you don't want to forget to get your local Hammers gear on ahtv.threadless.com. You can get that sweet West Ham Philly t-shirt, represent Philly. Pretty sure you can get Dallas. There may even be one of our special guests this evening. I believe their logo is out there, but go ahead and check it out. We have everyone's local logos, as well as some other really cool tees that you can make for West Ham. Clint, I echo you. I'm so excited for this weekend. Definitely looking forward to what's going to happen. So I'm not going to make you guys wait any longer. Without further ado, my special guest, he's from the Windy City, the city of the Bean. And you guys all saw the pub, and he can tell you all about it. So here we go. Here's my guest.
Good evening, everybody. Hello. How are we? How's it going?
Now, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everyone how they can follow you on your social media?
Yeah, for sure. So I know I've done one or two things with AHTV before, so it's good to be back. My name's Matt. I am one of the founding members of the Chicago Hammers. You can follow me on Twitter, right down here, at Irons and Stripes. You can also follow us at the Supporters Club at Chicago Hammers on Instagram, Twitter. Find us on Facebook. We are out there. And just really excited to talk through some West Ham stuff on a lovely Thursday evening.
I'm so glad. And you know what? I know that you've been on other AHTV shows, but we all know Hometown Hammer is where it's at. So
this is the Premier League, the creme de la creme.
Exactly. There's nowhere else you'd rather be on a Thursday night. I know the kids are going wild, but that's norm for our show. You always have to have the kids running around in the background. So they're always more than welcome. So we'll keep it PG in case their ears are around this evening. So of course, everyone can find you at Iron and Stripes on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff. But tell us a little bit about where we can find you on game day.
So game day, we've been meeting at AJ Hudson's here in Chicago. It's on the north side. If you're familiar with the city, it's probably about a 10-minute walk from Wrigley Field. So we're right here on the north side, right here in the neighborhood. We've been based there for the last six years probably. Hudson's is a great little pub. It's a real football. We shared a bar with a couple of other supporters groups, which is nice because it allows that kind of rivalry and that back and forth between ourselves in the Chicago Hammers group and some of the other support groups here in the city. And we're there every week, rain or shine. During lockdown, we were there when you had to sit by an open window in Illinois during November and December and January. So we sat there in our coats and hats and boots and gloves, but we're always there. If you're ever in the city, come down and check us out. It's a great little pub, great atmosphere on game day, good selection of booze and drinks behind the bar, decent breakfast menu, and we have our own little corner. As soon as you come in the door, you'll see it. So we love it there. They're very good to us, and we can't speak highly enough of them. Yeah.
That sounds amazing. So I posted on Twitter AJ Hudson's because obviously it's where you meet, but I've heard that their breakfast is awesome, phenomenal. And I love a good English breakfast.
Right.
So getting there early, getting to a game like this weekend, I'm all excited for it. Stowe's doesn't have the best breakfast here in Philadelphia, but we make up for it with hammer shots.
That's fine. That's fine. Everyone has their thing.
Exactly. So we're talking about doing a little tour here with Lee. We're going to try and get everyone to go to different pubs. So stay tuned for that, guys. We'll be definitely trying to put together a schedule so we can all check out the different pubs in all the different cities, because we're all pretty local. So I mean, I would say you're probably about a 7-hour drive, 6-hour drive for me. So be rough to do it in a day, but an overnight trip for the weekend, not too bad.
The next long weekend, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about how you became a West Ham fan.
So I became a West Ham fan because I live now in Chicago. I've been here for a little while. I'm originally from Dagenham, which is in East London. So I was born into it, really. My dad is a West Ham fan. My brother is a West Ham fan. My uncle is. My cousins. So I've been roped in really from the beginning. My first game would have been August of 1991. We lost to Charlton 1-0. So that set me up really for the next 35 years. So it's been great, coming over here and getting to meet people and other West Ham fans. And I think AHTV has done a really good job connecting us across the country. So I'm originally from the area. Yeah, so that's why I have the gift and the curse of West Ham. That's why I've got it.
It is a gift and a curse, and I will never forget Dagenham, or however you say it, because I know James is from there too. Right. And on my birthday, he came on a show and they said, this guest is from Dagenham. And I'm like,
okay, right.
So I will never forget it. Now, at least I know when I go to East London, that is where you are from. And also James, because he'll never let me live that one down. Right. So obviously it's clear that you have roots in East London, and you've become a fan, and it is, you've really gone through a lot of the downs more than the ups.
Right. It's always, I think even if you've been following the club just for the last couple of years, I think, it's one season we, flirt with relegation, and the next season we, we're up there and chasing Europe. So, if you've been following us for the last, 3 or 4 years, you've got a really good snapshot of what the last 30 years or 35 years for me have been like. So, it's not boring. Let's put it that way. It's not boring.
No, it has not been boring one bit. Yes, and Charlie and James are making fun of the way I say Dagenham, because, it's the Philly.
It's the Philly. It's the Philly. That's okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you, Charlie. Okay, so I want to know, since you've been such a long time Hammers fan, what your opinion was with Moyes coming back. It's not a question I ask often, but I feel like since you have such history, this is something I want to know. What your first opinion was with him coming back, and kind of where you are now.
To be honest, I wasn't. I struggled with it because I think the board had decided that 18 months prior to that he wasn't good enough, and they shipped him off. We then went for a big name manager. We brought in Pellegrini, a lot of experience. Been a successful manager in the Premier League, and obviously that went the way it went. So at the time of the appointment, I wasn't that keen, to be honest. I thought we've tried that. We're supposed to be making the next level. That was always what we promised with the move, and people have got their own opinions about the move to the stadium. But Moyes coming back for me was not the next level, right? That's what we were looking for. I think when Pellegrini come in, that to me felt like next level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Big manager, a lot of success, managing big clubs in big tournaments and whatever else. And so when he left and that big name didn't work for us, I think Moyes coming in, I thought, that was just another step backwards. But now, I could stand here and eat my words, because obviously it's been nothing really but a success.
Yeah.
I think that he's come in and he's done a fantastic job with, the resources he's been handed. So yeah, I think he's here now. He's here now long term, and long may it continue, to be honest.
I don't think anyone can deny, regardless of what side of the fence you were on when we first came back, when he first came back, that he's here to stay, that he's really proven himself, and I'm just eager to see what this season brings.
Right.
I'm eager to see what the next transfer window will bring in, and I'm eager for us to get a striker, because I was very disappointed we didn't get our hands on.
Right. I think with Jesse going in, it was an interesting one, because he went back. Obviously, he's spoken to Man United. Solskjaer at the time told him, you're in my plans. Don't worry about it. And then they've completely, they've gone the opposite on him, really. They brought Sancho in. Obviously, there's been all that news about a certain Portuguese player coming back, who I think will start this weekend. So I think Lingard now really is out on a limb more than ever. Even before his loan spell with us, he was kind of on the fringe. I would say now the situation at United has got worse for him.
It has. It absolutely has.
And he's in the England setup at the minute, and he obviously he scored the other night. So he's still in and around the England setup, and that's where he'll want to be in 18 months' time when the next tournament rolls around. Staying at United, I think, probably isn't going to do it for him. If he wants to play for England, he's not going to be doing it whilst he's at his current club. So, I don't know. I don't know. I do feel sad about that in some respects, but also, to be honest, Fornals is playing out of his skin at the moment. Benrahma looks sort of taken that step up this season and is playing really, really well. Bayern obviously is very consistent. You've got Lanzini there for cover. So even if we brought Lingard in at the minute, I don't know if he would start, to be honest. So if he's looking for regular football, he might have unfortunately talked himself out of a position at West Ham. I think barring an injury, I couldn't actually see him getting in the team at the minute. But you never know. I'd still love to have him. I'd still love to have him in and around the club. Apparently, he's a good lad, and he got on well with lots of other members of the squad. So I'd definitely take him in a heartbeat. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah. Yeah, interesting point. I mean, I still see Moyes pulling the gun on him, just getting him out there as soon as he can. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And Wally brings up a good point here. He'll be lucky to play against us in a league match. Caribou Cup's coming up too. James, do I miss going to the games being so far away? Yes, absolutely. How did you know? No, I'm kidding. Go ahead, Matt. I think this this question is for you, since you're so far away now.
Oh yeah, and obviously of course you miss match day. I think it's one of those things that it's such a unique experience. It's because it's the whole day. Do you know what I mean? It's not like sometimes when it's here, especially with the early games, you especially if you're out on the West Coast, you get up at the crack of dawn and you drag yourself to the pub for a 6 a.m. kickoff, and you do that, and probably by that point you're ready to go back and go to bed. So really, it's the game is one part of it, but really it's the whole day out. It's the whole meeting up with people. You get off the train together, you go to the pub, you get a couple of drinks, you wander around. It's a good chance. You see people. If I had a season ticket for a long time, so you'd see people. You sit around. So yeah, you do miss it. I do miss going away days as well. Love an away day. So yeah, but it's just different. But having said that, I think if you're in a good, or you're fortunate enough to be near a supporters group, and we've got a good one here in Chicago, that does make it's not a bad substitute, to be honest. It's not a bad substitute. There was probably a good 20, 25 of us there for the last game against Palace. So it's not a bad substitute. You know what I mean? So
That's
yeah,
great.
of course I miss going to football, and I miss going home and away. I used to follow West Ham home and away all the time, but yeah, if you're lucky to be in your own group here in the US, it's a pretty good swap.
Yeah, 25. That's a lot. Like we get 15 on a good day, so you're really stacking some crew there.
We are. I mean, I think that we're lucky in the fact that again, the pub has been really good to us. They're really good about promoting games and the group as a whole. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, when we're down, floating around 17th in the league, it sometimes is more difficult to get people to come down, especially for a 6:30 a.m. kickoff.
Yeah.
No, we've had some good turnouts recently. The pub's in a great location. It's right next to the Brown Line here in the city, so you can get if you can't drive here, it's accessible on public transport and stuff. So there's a lot of things in favour, in the pub's favour. So we've got a good crew. We've got a good crew coming regular at the minute. Yeah.
I actually came up for the Dying of the River. And,
oh, nice.
Yeah, and did a train crawl. So I'm familiar.
Yeah.
So I will definitely have to spend the weekend and take a train out.
Yeah.
So here in Philadelphia, when we have big basketball games, especially in the Big Five, it gets rambunctious. Like it is, stadiums are packed. People are going wild. I mean, people bring huge banners, and it's just always a scene. What would you say is like a match, away match like that? When you went to away games for West Ham, like what would be like the best place to go see one that was really rowdy, or just a place that you look forward to being away?
See, away days is an interesting one, because you can go to places like Norwich, for example, and that's just like quite a nice day out, because you get off on a train, you come across there's a canal right in front of the train station, and on that canal there's a pub, and so everyone comes off the train, you pile into the pub, and it's just quite nice. Do you know what I mean? Norwich is quite a nice little city. It's easy to get around, etc., etc. Atmosphere wise, it's not great, but as a day, it's like an hour and a half, 2 hours on a train. I mean, other away days, you can go the other way, obviously, and I've been to Leeds away. That's a tough away day. Portsmouth away is a tough one. I have been Millwall away when we were right down in the other division. So you've got that extreme as well, where it's a kind of a difficult day, and you're really in the middle of something different. I suppose, as like, where's a good place to go where the atmosphere will be good and whatnot. I mean, I think Everton away is really good for that. Is really good for that. I think that's a decent old stadium, good crowd. They're all Everton fans, a bit like West Ham fans. Really, they're kind of born into it. Not many people will choose to be an Everton fan. So probably that's a good one. Newcastle away is a good one. I mean, you're stuck right at the top, and it's at like a 45-degree angle. You're right at the top of the stand there. That's a good away day. So yeah, I would say probably my favourite one of all time. I went to the game, the FA Cup game, in what would have been, I don't know, 99, something like that, where it's the Barthez one, where Barthez waves his arm and Di Canio goes through, and Barthez waves for offside, and we score, we win 1-0. That was an excellent day, just because I think the club put on free coach travel. There was about 9,000 West.
Wow.
Yeah, obviously we won in the cup, which we weren't supposed to do. So that as a memory of thing was really good fun. So I think wherever you go though, you can't go wrong. I've also been to some like terrible, like, what the hell am I doing here? But all away days, they're a good laugh. Yeah.
I think we can all just be thankful if we can even get to a game at this point over here, and with everything going on COVID wise. Yeah, but it's always good to hear about the games, and it's interesting to hear, you know, how away games are there, you know, being a West Ham fan and going to other stadiums.
Yeah.
My brother and I, we went up when we were in East London. We traveled up to Tottenham Stadium, and unfortunately we couldn't get in to see the game, and none of the pubs around the area were playing it, so we just had to listen from outside. But it sounded like a good time.
Right.
But not as much fun as we had at the West Ham game, that's for sure.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
Yeah.
So who would you say your favorite player is? It can be someone in the current squad or just all-time favorite.
All-time for me is probably either Julian Dix, because I think when I was, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, he was the sort of player, you know, I remember just because he was so uncompromising. He was kind of West Ham at the time. He would have been West Ham through and through, you know, just a really, you know, physical. He was tough. He was hard. He's a defender. Could also play football. You know, was good. He wasn't just out there kicking people left, right, and centre. He didn't mind kicking people left, right, and centre, but he could also play the ball. He could also pass. So it'd probably either be Julian or, I mean, it's hard to look past Di Canio, to be honest. Just such an iconic cult player that was there really at the right time. The way, you know, the way he came into the club, what he did at the club. We hadn't had a player like that for such a long time. And I think him under Redknapp was fantastic. I remember going to Sheffield Wednesday away. I think it was about 15 or something like that. And that's obviously the club he'd come from, because he'd been at Sheffield Wednesday. He'd pushed a referee over. You know, Sheffield Wednesday didn't want anything to do with him, so we bought him on the cheap. I think we paid 1.2 million for him. I used to get there early because I used to sell fanzines. And the team West Ham coach came in, and he was sitting right next to the driver with his feet up on the dashboard with his arms crossed. People started singing his name. And he reveled in it. He reveled in being a West Ham player. He loved being a West Ham player. And that's the sort of thing I think that fans wanted. You know, fans love it when people love playing for the club. I think you look at someone like Soufal at the minute, loves being at West Ham.
Oh yeah, they love it.
He loves it, and I think people really respond to that. I mean, Fornells has come out in the press this week and said how much he loves playing at West Ham. And I think, you know, that's all it really takes, especially for a club that's when we've had so many journeyman players or people at the end of their career that have come in and taken a paycheck and done very little for it. I think we just want someone who wants to play for the shirt and understands it, you know, understands what the club's about. So yeah, probably Julian or Paolo for me.
Yeah, you can't deny the current fire when you see, you know, Antonio get excited, or Soufal and Souček at the end when they do interviews together. It's undeniable to see, you know, when Jesse Lingard was, you know, on loan, how excited he was, the fire, and the fact that he wore Rice's jersey at the beginning for England. It's stuff like that. It's just undeniable and makes the club so unique. That's what keeps us, you know. Yes, Wally, I did see your message earlier about me not making it to Stowe's, but I will make it up to you this weekend. I will be there. So this weekend we will definitely make up for lost time. So my favorite part of last year was getting Soufal. Like, I thought us bringing him on was just amazing. And to have another Czech player right now, Král, is like, oh my God, I'm salivating, waiting to see him play.
Right.
If you had to pick one of the Czechs, Souček or Soufal,
good question.
Who would you pick?
I mean, my heart says Soufal, but my head says Souček.
Really? Because my heart says Soufal, but my head says Souček.
Oh yeah, I just think it's one of those things where they just offer. I think they've been so impactful, you know, in the team and in the club. Do you know what I mean? For different reasons. I mean, Souček alongside Rice has allowed Rice to really flourish. He scored a decent number of goals last season, some of them important goals as well. So, but you know, Soufal's just, he's a closet maniac, and I think there's a lot to be said. I think there's a bit like, I mean, I'm sure everybody, you know, it doesn't matter what sport, if it's football, if it's, you know, if it's baseball, if it's NFL, whatever it is, you know, it's everyone likes that kind of cult hero lunatic who is in the dressing room blasting music or throwing stuff around, or do you know what I mean? It's just it's that aspect. So that'd be a tough one. Probably Souček is if I had to pick, but yeah, tough one.
It is tough. It is tough. It's hard. And it looks like Anthony is on Facebook. Oh, where'd you go? And he's asking about the Chicago logo.
Yeah.
And I do not see it in the store.
I don't know if it is in the store at the minute. We do have stickers and T-shirts. I think we're out of scarves right now, but we do have some bits and pieces. We've got one shirt which is just the club supporters logo. We have another one which is it's the Blues Brothers, but they're in West Ham scarves, and it says Claret and Blues Brothers underneath it. So we have got some bits and pieces. Yeah, we have got some bits and pieces for sure. So if anyone does want a sticker or anyone does want a T-shirt, reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and we'll get one to you for sure. Yeah.
All right, Anthony. So reach out to Matt, and he'll make sure you get it all set up. So, what is your favorite West Ham chant? And you get bonus points if you sing it.
Favorite one of all time is the McCloskey one, by far. I think that there's some good ones up there. The Canio one is really, really good. I really liked. I never saw Billy Bonds play, but I do like the Billy Bonds one. I like the Noble one. I mean, it's the McCloskey one for sure. Which I'm not beyond singing it. So which goes, if you're not familiar. It starts as, "Oi, big boy, what's your name?" "My name is Ludo McCloskey. I come from near Moscow. I play in goal for West Ham. West Ham. When I walk down the street, all the people I meet, they say, 'Oi, big boy, what's your name?' Mine." And it goes round and round and round and round. So that's one of my favourite ones for sure. My favourite. Thank you very much. Round of applause. My favourite anti-player chant is the Lampard one. Is 10 men couldn't carry. I think that's my favourite anti-player one, because I think sometimes that's almost just as fun to sing as the ones for your own players. So yeah, McCloskey.
I like the Frank Lampard one, and I've heard the one you just sang many times. That is often a favorite. Yeah. We appreciate you singing. We love it. It always is a hit with the chat.
I'm available for weddings, funerals, and bar mitzvahs. So,
there you go.
Just let me know. Yeah. Well, Kate, what's your one? What's your favorite chant to really get involved into?
See, I don't know yet, but I like when I first went to the stadium, hearing people sing "Claret Blue Army." Yeah. Like I was like, how do you say it all in one sentence? Yeah. So I was so intrigued by it, and I just loved it. So that's my favorite. Yeah. I mean, it's so stupid and so simple, but
that's a good one. It goes round again. It's one of those things that go round and round and round and round. And when the atmosphere is right, it's the sort of thing where people will kind of lose their minds to and jump around, and it will go on and on and on and on and on for ages. So
I think I just like the challenge of like having a couple beverages and being like trying to say it as fast as I can.
Yeah, right. So, yeah.
But I like Antonio's chant.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not the biggest Antonio fan, although he is the GOAT. Okay, I will say that he is the GOAT.
You over. Okay, good.
Yeah. He's really grown a very special place in my heart. He is West Ham through and through, so I can't deny that in any way, shape, or form. So I would say, Claire Blue Army's got to be my favorite. I mean, until I find a chant that I really just feel like is.
Yeah.
No, there's another one. There is the one about Tottenham.
Yeah. See, again, that's the thing. Sometimes there's those pro player ones or pro club ones that you love to sing. When it was Prime Lanzini, the Ain't Nobody one was a really good one. Was a really good chant. But I also do like those anti-club ones, anti-player ones. Are almost just as fun. So no, I hear you on that. The anti-Spurs ones or the anti-Chelsea ones or whatever else. They can be just as fun.
Yeah, the problem is when someone sings something, I can't remember like my whole list of. Yeah.
There's a lot. There's a lot. We're a club with a lot of them. I think that I'm always amazed at the creativity of football fans and how things come about. So there's a good one. Wally's made a good point there about 4 hours. Yeah, 4 hours is nearly right for a chant now, Wally. Yeah.
I don't think he has one. I haven't heard any.
Yeah. I don't believe he does. So he'll be especially if he keeps playing the way he's playing. For sure, he definitely deserves to have his name sung from the stands.
I know it.
Okay, go for it.
We're all having a party. We're all having a
party. Yeah, classic.
Tottenham.
Yeah, it's a classic. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. That's the one I like. Because my dad's a Tottenham fan, and I just always love to see them lose. And Tebow's laughing at me because I can't sing. So yeah,
it's just a bad connection. Not that was perfect pitch. It's just the internet.
Phil, you're late. We started a half an hour ago. It's okay. I still love you. All right. So, who would you say frustrates you the most on the current squad?
Who frustrates me the most on the current squad? One is Antonio's hamstring really frustrates me. For sure.
Yeah, that is certain.
That's very, very frustrating, especially because, like you said at the start, we haven't bought another striker in, so he's going to go down. Certainly before we get to Thanksgiving and Christmas time. So we'll see what happens there. So that's frustration for me. To be honest, I would say it might be Diop. I feel that when he first came into the club, he was a monster. He was a beast. Mourinho gave that post-match interview after we played and beaten them, and I think Mourinho said something about congratulations to whichever scout found that monster. Because at that first season, I thought he was excellent. He's still only young. He's quick, he's tall, he's rangy, and he's not really progressed. I mean, to the point where without no disrespect to Craig Dawson at all, but if someone can come in like Dawson, who's supposed to be was brought in as a squad player and was brought in as cover, and not only take your place but then keep it. That for me is really frustrating. That really frustrating. I thought he was going to be a real player, and at the minute it just hasn't worked out like that. So probably him. Probably him.
I am bowing to you because James doesn't like it, and I am all about it. I think he should have progressed by now. Yeah. I know he's young, but listen, he's had plenty of games under his belt, and he's a step or two behind.
Yeah.
He's quick enough. I think that he is absolutely capable of making the changes, but he has yet to do so and prove it. So I'm waiting on him to step up. I think, of course, if he could take over for Dawson, that's the best case scenario at this point.
Yeah.
Dawson obviously has been quite shaky.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that everyone wants Diop in there instead of him. I don't know. But yeah, so far no one's really frustrated me.
No, yeah, which is nice. And I think normally
we're early.
Yeah, we're early, and I think you could look back on seasons past, and you could point the finger at lots of players in the squad. And at the minute, you can't really do that. I think that we've got, okay, you could say Yarmolenko we spent 20 odd million on him, hasn't really done that much or enough at the club. You've got other players there that sometimes make silly mistakes. I think if you'd have asked me 2 years ago, it would have been the fact that Cresswell was playing for 7 or 8 games, and then he'd have a drop in form, and Masuaku would come in and he'd play well, and then there'd be a drop in form. So probably a couple of years ago, I would have said that entire left back position. But yeah, at the minute, it's all going, touch wood, really smoothly. So I don't know. Yeah, it's a frustration-free start to the season.
Yeah,
I'm long may that continue.
No, I agree with you. I'm definitely that's how I'm feeling. I know other people feel maybe a little bit differently, but yeah, I still think it's early. Excuse me, but usually my frustrations are with Antonio not being able to finish properly. He's redeemed himself thus far.
Yeah,
definitely was frustrated with his PK miss, but it's okay. He's still doing great. Top all-time goal scorer for us. So I guess I can't hate on the man, right?
Yeah, I mean that might say more about West Ham as a club than it might say about Antonio, to be honest. But he's in a form. He's in excellent form. I agree. Sometimes it's this thing where he goes around 2 players and then will just blast the ball 50 feet over the bar, or he's. We say in Chicago Hammers group, he's like this chaos factor. Nobody knows what he's doing. He doesn't know what he's doing half the time. I think it's just so instinctive to pull the trigger or whatever else. And at the minute, it's paying off. So let's keep riding that Antonio train.
That's right, Antonio. Antonio.
Yes, there you go.
All right. Since you are from the UK, this is a very important question.
Okay.
Apple pie or meat pie?
Meat pie.
What kind?
What kind? I would say just standard, ground. I suppose you would say ground beef and like gravy. Just standard meat pie. It's the sort of pie you would get at a football ground. The sort of pie you might get a pie and mash shop. Just eat simple. Yeah, it's very straightforward. Don't get me wrong. Apple pie is nice. Fine, but there's no real comparison.
I'm with you. If I'm in the UK, I'm eating meat pie, but if I'm here in the US, I want the apple pie with the sugar sprinkles on top.
Okay.
So for us Americans, the big debate is always pizza or tacos. So living in America, what would you pick?
Would I pick pizza or tacos? Tacos. I would say tacos. I would say what I've learned living here as well in Chicago is that Chicago pizza is this a terrible joke that local people play on tourists.
It's terrible. Your pizza is horrible.
People don't order it. You don't go out for pizza and then get a deep dish. It's like this thing you see, and then you can tell who's out of town or who's got people coming in. People have come in from Michigan, or they've come in from Pennsylvania, or they wherever they've come in from. And they're like, I want to get one. And you're like, I mean, we can do one. They take ages. It's like a 45-minute wait for them because they're so massive.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just it's just a funny thing. So
I have had deep dish, and it's like spaghetti pie. Like, it is so thick.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you have to get real pizza. You got to go to New York, see Charlie Boy in Brooklyn, and get a real pie, because that is.
Yeah. We Chicago. I mean, most Chicagoans would actually say that Square Cut Tavern pizza is real Chicago pizza.
Oh, okay.
So we almost have a version for local people, and then another version
for real locals.
Yeah, and another version we just palm off on people from out of town. Give us your money type thing. It's
exactly. That's not a bad gig.
Yeah.
Not a bad gig.
Yeah.
Kieran, not that pie. I don't even want to talk about that PAI. It makes makes me mad. What food do you miss the most from the UK?
What food would I miss the most? To be honest, here it's a good curry. I've been Chicago's a big
curry time. They're gonna get all excited in the chat.
Yeah. Chicago's a big city. It's a very diverse city. But I still haven't been able to find anything that kind of is a good substitute for back home. You can get it. It's like it's here. It's fine, but a good curry for sure. That's probably the first or second thing I'll eat once I'm home, depending on what time the flight lands.
Did you know we had an AHTV channel dedicated to just curry?
Well, I've seen it. I think it's a very worthwhile topic. I think that it's it's fantastic. It's one of those things where it's a good, again, with football, it's a good thing pre-football, it's a good thing post-football, it's a good thing on a as a takeout, it's a good thing on a Thursday night after work. There's no bad time to have one. There's no bad time to have one. It's fantastic. So curry for sure. For sure.
Charlie Boy says curry chat activated. Oh man, not that again, guys. Come on. Don't get me wrong. I love talking football and food because that's what this channel is all about.
Right.
So what's your favorite kit this season?
I do quite like the home shirt, to be honest. I think it's a replay on that classic feel. Well, this is the away shirt from that season. It's a replay on that classic feeler kit with the stripes and the collar. The away kit, to be honest, that should have had so much more promise. But when I've seen it up close, so it's stripes on the front and then the back is just solid. So they've missed a beat. They've missed a beat there. I don't really like the sponsor on that. So it's probably the home kit for me, for sure. I'm a big fan. That feeler shirt or that era of shirts is my favourite, for sure. The feeler made us some cracking kits. And to be fair, I've been pleased enough with Umbro over the last couple of years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do a good job, and all you're really hoping is that our kit is normally so straightforward and our colours are normally so straightforward. We know we're not going to end up with like a lemon yellow away shirt like Liverpool or Man City have that terrible kit where it just says Man City across the front this season. When they had that paisley design last season, we know we're not going to end up with anything weird. I think most West Ham fans that I speak to just want something that looks kind of classic, a little bit retro, something like that, which I feel is very East London, to be honest. That classic retro look, that kind of late 80s Adidas type look, that 90s look. I think that's very us. Let other clubs do the neon leopard print, glow in the dark, whatever else. We don't want any of that. We just want really straightforward, nice kits. And to be fair, I think they've hit the nail on the head for the most part of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I really like it. I really like the home kit. I'm debating on what I'm going to get because I do like the light blue stripes as well. But the debate is the men's shirt doesn't have the logo on it. The women's shirt does. So I may have to get the men's jersey.
Right.
But,
Any name and number this season?
I don't like to commit just because.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. It's so tough.
Right.
It is tough.
It's hard. I think it's one of those things where I would say the one thing I do like is when you do see a kit and it has got one where it has a name and number of a player from 20, 30 years ago. I think that's always cool. But when it's a really obscure player, that to me is actually, I've got this might not mean a lot of things to lots of people listening, but I've got a Sebastian Schemmel shirt who was only at the club for about 2 years probably. I can't tell you how many appearances he made. He's a fairly obscure kind of fullback of a player.
Mhm.
I've got that shirt, and it's one of those things that's almost like my pride and joy. Yeah, I've got a DeCanio kit. I've got a few bits and pieces with player names, but I do really like a really random squad player kit. I've got a lot of time for that. So I don't know. Name and numbers. I'll go back and forth with. I'll probably get a Noble shirt this year because.
Well, that was going to be the only other thing I was going to say. Maybe Noble because he's retiring this year,
Yeah.
so it would be like it's his last season, whatever. Yeah. Although Tebow has a point, Antonio, that would be another memorable thing. Although Tebow knows me better than to put Antonio because of my strife with him over the years. But yeah, Foe's got me right. Don't lie, it'll be Sufal. I know, I love Sufal so much.
I love it. And again, that is a sort of shirt where that in 10, 15, 20 years' time will be a really good kind of kind of a little bit of an obscure sort of player to have. So I think Sufal is a good one. I believe that one of the lads at the group here is getting an Antonio Jamaica shirt. So he's going to balance it out that way.
That I think would be really cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty sweet. He's going to go get that Reggae Boys shirt. He's going to be rocking that. So
I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Zuma would be a cool one too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to make a decision.
It's hard.
Charlie,
no one wants to be that person who gets an out of its jersey, and then 6 months later you're like peeling the numbers off the back or trying to steam them off. That's
I've seen a couple of them on eBay. I'm like, oh man,
that's what people are afraid of. But this will be the thing. People did that with those Payet shirts, and I guarantee you that in 10 years' time, those things will be worth money, and it will be a cult thing. So yeah, it's just your Arnautovic's of this world you wanna avoid, or that sort of player who's with us for. I don't know, but there will be people out there who have got Lingard jerseys. Do you know what I mean? That was a bit of a reach. But a Noble one, a Rice one. I'd love a Nogbonna. Just something. Just some real good hardy West Ham players. You can't go wrong.
No, you can't. Charlie boy, he is a Giants fan and I am an Eagles fan. So of course the Cowboys suck. There's no reason why you would even need to provoke me to say that, Charlie. Of course. So they're the team that they're following on ESPN, and for preseason they followed them, and I like watching that show. I forget what it's called, but I refused to watch it this year because it was the Cowboys.
It was the Cowboys. I get that. I feel as well like being a Cowboys fan is a bit like just being, I don't know, like a Man United fan, something like that. Like
Thank you.
It's a big club who haven't done much recently. It's just they probably sell a lot of jerseys, and people know. You go back home in the UK, people know who the Dallas Cowboys are. I'm sure if you go to Holland and France and wherever else, they know who the Dallas Cowboys are. But
they love the Dallas Cowboys, and I'm like, and why? And they're like, because it's America's team. I'm like, do you live in America? Do you know?
Well, I guess it's branding, yeah. But it's just, yeah. I don't. It's just a silly, easy choice.
Yeah.
It's like being a. I don't know. It's like if you're picking a baseball team back home and you decide to follow the Yankees. I don't know.
Yes, exactly.
Or like, I'm going to be a Lakers fan, or
exactly.
Okay, great. Next.
Right. Exactly.
If you're a genuine Yankees fan, that's fine. If you're a genuine Lakers fan, that's fine. But like, it's just if you're picking a team,
If there's a West Ham fan out there that's a Cowboys fan, and their family isn't from Dallas.
Right.
Or they have like a very good reason, like their fiance, or
right.
Then I need to talk to them because you have too much heart and soul to be a Cowboys fan. Like, don't disgrace us like that.
We will find you. Is the message? We will find you, and there will be repercussions.
You will have to wear a Tottenham jersey, and we will. I don't know.
Right.
We'll figure it out when the time comes.
Yeah.
So who would you say is your favorite team to beat?
I think this is a good. I think this is a generational thing for me. It'll be at the minute. It's always Spurs. Love beating Spurs. Can't stand Spurs.
Yeah.
Spurs are a funny, silly little club.
Because we are having a party.
We're all having a party. I don't know if anyone saw. I think it might be TalkSport during the week. They had Carlton Cole and Jason Cundy on there, and it was a debate about Spurs being a bigger club than West Ham. Now, I would say, have Spurs done more than West Ham? Yeah, of course they have. You've been in the Champions League final, fairly regularly in the top 4, 5, 6. So yeah. Are they successful? Yeah, they're more successful. Are they a bigger club? That I don't know. It's one of those things how you define how big a club is. Do you know what I mean? Some people would say that that Leicester is a big club. They've been successful. They've won things, and to be honest, good for them. Are they a bigger club than, say, Newcastle? No. Yeah. Are they a bigger club than even places like Sunderland? I would say not. So I think we need so Spurs, because Spurs think they're bigger than they are. I think if you could pick anyone, for me, it's always Millwall. I think that's the one team that we don't play very often. But yeah, if it's the one game, if we drew them in the cup and we had to pick one game where we had to win, it would be that one. But
yeah, I hate Millwall too. Yeah,
regular season is Spurs. It's just a silly, funny club. What a funny little club. I don't know what else to say. It's kind of
we're massive, and they're they might be big, but we're massive.
Yeah, they might be, but we are massive.
We are massive.
I just so then I do quite like beating Arsenal, just because they're really you're just kind of kicking them when they're down in a minute, which I think is really enjoyable. So yeah, and because there's a big Liverpool supporters group at Hudson's, I do like to be. I just like watching Liverpool lose, because then they're all in a bad mood. So yeah.
So what do you think this weekend's going to bring?
More of the same, I think. We got off on we've started well. I thought the Palace result was disappointing. We were all over them. I thought 2-2. I think they were I don't know how many shots on target they had, but if they had 2, they scored both of them. Both from that same player as well, and they were sloppy goals for me. So I think Moyes will come in and tighten that up. Obviously, you will have had players away on international duty, so that'll be interesting to see how much rest they've got and how they come back into the team. But I fully expect another win this weekend. If I'm honest, I think they're Southampton are a decent side, but they've let a lot of players go. I think that's a team I think that doesn't have any real identity. I think those sorts of teams are always right for taking. So especially with we can score goals this year. I think we've shown that. I think even though we don't really have a recognised striker as such, and I would still argue that Antonio still isn't really a recognised striker. I think he's just kind of fantastic, beautiful hybrid of a player. We're on a roll, and I think we can score goals. He can score goals. Benrahma, I think, can pop up with a goal. Fornals has scored there in the week for Spain. He's been playing well for us. Bowen was always decent for a goal. You've got Souček charging in there. So there's plenty of goals in this starting 11. So Southampton, I think will definitely outscore them. It's just, can we just keep our heads at the back and make sure we don't have lapses in concentration and stuff. But yeah, more of the same. For sure. More of the same.
I'm excited. I think that we're going to win 3-1. That's my prediction. Yeah. I definitely want to see Benrahma score.
Yeah.
He's definitely what I'm waiting for. More from him. I want more from him. I think that he's looking really sharp. So that's who I want to see get some on the board there.
Yeah. He's in a good kind of vein of form as well. Everything's just going right at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Like everyone's playing pretty well. Yeah, okay, we've let in 2 silly goals last week, but going forward, we look confident, we look good, we look pacey. It looks like we've got when we're creating chances, it looks like we might score, and so far we've created a lot of them. So it'd be interesting, the week after when we've got United and what that looks like, because they've spent a lot of money and they've retooled, and that will be a real test for us. And I don't look too far down the line because you have to beat who's next. But I would say, I might go 2-0. I might go 2-0 this weekend.
All right, give
Yeah.
us that clean sheet.
Yeah, I know. Why not? Why not? That's a nice little added bonus.
And do you have? What are your feelings on our first Euro match?
Incredible, really. I think I was there the last time we were in Europe. I went away. That was a fantastic away. That was a fantastic away day as well. I think it's a real stepping stone. I think, listen, if I think you look at the group, there's some decent teams in there for sure. Teams and names that you'll recognise, but I think it's really, really exciting. I think it's a chance for to put us back on the map and probably back where we belong, and on the European front. Yeah, of course. Do I think we're going to win it? No, I think there's there's some big clubs in there already, and then obviously you've got this ludicrous system where you can finish bottom of your Champions League group and still come in, and then you can get knocked out in the next round and still come into the Europa. So, do I think I'll win it? No, but do I think it'll be a great experience? Yeah. Do I think it's going to help us put us on put our name out there and attract more players? Absolutely. I think it gives players that we want to keep in Souček and Rice and whatnot, gives them that European football that they've been craving and that they deserve. Players of that quality. So I'm really, really excited. I can't get out of work for it, but I will probably be. I'll have it on my phone or on the desktop. So yeah, I'm really. I think it's gonna be fantastic. I'm really jealous of the people that can get out and really enjoy it and again enjoy the day.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think this is, it's great for us. It gets us out there. It's perfect. No one should expect us to be winning it, but our focus needs to be the Prem first and foremost.
Yeah.
But it's giving us the experience and the exposure to continue to grow and pull in those big names when we need them, hopefully in the next transfer window. But yeah, so TiVo thinks we're going to win 2-0 on Saturday. Vlasic to score. And if you, many Americans here, we all call him the pickle, because Vlasic pickles. I don't know if you know that, Matt.
No, I get it. My oldest kid loves pickles. I think there's 3 different kinds in the fridge. There's like ice. So I'm very familiar. So it'd be interesting. I hope he gets a run out. I hope the game's comfortable enough that he gets some time and whatnot. I'd love to see him. Get a run out and get some minutes in the West Ham shirt.
It would be great. It would be great. Well, I'm definitely looking forward to this weekend. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been awesome chatting with you. I really appreciate it. And everyone in the chat, thank you so much for coming out tonight. Awesome. We have a lot to look forward to within the next week. So we'll definitely be catching up next week because I definitely have someone on the list to join me again next Thirsty Thursday. So I'm going to leave you all with the Come On You Irons, and hopefully this weekend we do it again.
Here we go.
All right, guys. Have a good evening. Be safe. See ya.